presented by Caltech.
Our fourth awardee is Kip Thorne, the Richard P. Feynman Professor of Theoretical Physics Emeritus. So where does one start? Kip, of course, is a legendary figure around campus, and in the world of physics, a visionary researcher, teacher, and national scientific leader. It's highly unusual for a faculty member to be recognized in this manner with the DAA, but Kip breaks the mold. BS from Caltech in 1962, PhD from Princeton a few years later, returning to Caltech as associate professor in 1967, and an influence for students, colleagues, and alums alike over all the intervening years. His research has focused on gravitational physics and astrophysics, with an emphasis on relativistic stars, black holes, and gravitational waves. He's author of the classic textbook in the field. He's the guiding light behind the NSF's largest project ever, LIGO, which will become, in a few years, we are confident, a source of a new window into the university through the discovery of gravitational waves. He was most recently the writer and scientific advisor to the movie Interstellar, demonstrating his many talents in many venues. He served as a mentor for 52 PhD physicists. One of those students, former students, is here right now, David Lee, who is now chair of the Caltech Board of Trustees. And David, I'd like to invite you up to join me in the presentation of the award to Kip. So David himself is a Distinguished Alumni Award recipient. So the citation for Professor Thorne is, quote, for his contributions to gravitational physics and astrophysics, his mentorship of physics students, many of whom have become leaders in their fields, and for helping to increase the awareness of science through books and films. Kip.
In 1954, at age 14, as a young boy in Logan, Utah, I read a euphoric article in Time magazine about a place called Caltech. It was described as a place where if you were a student and you took an exam and you got the wrong answer on a question, but you had some very good reasoning, something creative in it, you would get a passing grade. You might even get a good grade. As a kid at age 14, I thought that was a fabulous kind of a place. I wanted to go there. And it was the beginning of my love affair with Caltech. I came to Caltech as a freshman in 1958. I had a rough first year and a half, but I got my feet under myself after that. My love for the place blossomed. I realized there was a lot more about this place than getting a good grade for a bad answer, that it really is just a wonderful institution. And so I set my eyes on coming back on the faculty, and fortunately I succeeded. And my love for Caltech just grew over my years as a faculty member here. The students were perhaps the biggest factor in that. The symbiotic relationship between a Caltech professor and the students is not good just for the students and for the faculty member, but good for Caltech as well. I have to say that the vision for the field of gravitational wave astronomy that I laid out in the early 1970s, and which has largely come true, was a joint vision between me and my students, particularly Bill Press, who has also received the Distinguished Alumni Award from Caltech. The work that I did on quantum non-demolition, that is applying, recognizing that a 40-kilogram mirror is going to behave quantum mechanically in a gravity wave interferometer. That was largely due to Carlton Caves, one of my graduate students, and joint work with him. The fruition of that in making LIGO into something where the quantum behavior is really taken into account in a serious way, well, that was largely my postdoc, Alessandro Buonanno, and my graduate student, Yanbei Chen, now a professor here on campus. The faculty have been a major factor in my love affair with Caltech. Whenever I thought I had a really good idea, I would go to another faculty member to bounce the idea off of and see if it got torn apart. Originally, that was usually Richard Feynman. After we lost Feynman, then it was John Preskill, and then as well on the experimental side, Jeff Kimball. Superb intellects, wonderful people, and tremendously good at tearing my ideas apart. The lean administration, with nobody between me and the trustees except the division chair and the provost and president, that has been a major factor also in my love affair. If it had not been for the backing, the strong backing from the faculty and the administration at Caltech, LIGO would never have happened. Ray Rice tried to get it started at MIT. He simply could not. But at Caltech, it did happen. It did happen largely because of the great support that the administration and the faculty gave. And then I must not leave out the trustees. The special relationship that the trustees and the alumni have with Caltech in backing us, in backing our enterprises, has been a major factor for me personally as well as for other faculty. I would say when I tried to start a numerical relativity program, in order to provide the underpinning for the data analysis and understanding what we see with the gravity wave detectors, I couldn't get adequate funding from the National Science Foundation. I relied on Michael Scott, the trustee who also funded the Feynman Professorship, or the alumnus who also funded the Feynman Professorship, and then on the Sherman Fairchild Foundation and Walter Burke, a trustee, to really make this thing happen from a financial backing point of view and an enthusiasm point of view. Trustees, alumni, faculty, and students, they've been the key to my success in my career here at Caltech. And I'd like to just wind up by saying, I think as all alumni here know, Caltech is a wonderful springboard for careers. And Caltech indeed has been a great springboard for my new career in Hollywood, believe it or not. And so I would like to thank Caltech as an institution and all the people associated with Caltech, all members of the Caltech community who've been so important to me and to my career over these years. Thank you.